Gravitational forces leak through the black hole's centers into COEM and from there through the CMB into all the other superposed subuniverses. This may be the explanation of the elusive dark matter, dark energy and dark force.
Matter escapes the universe and inverses in the orbit and into COEM for a very short Planck time. This energy then re-enters the universe from COEM, through the outer edge spherical shell singularity horizon, into the huge inversed part of the black hole that encapsulates and feeds the entire universe with space, time, energy, matter, and forces.
Random evolutionary trial and error reject or select filters the correct constants out. Energy will flow through the universe for billions of years, known as dwell time, and parts of it will convert into matter to form the galaxies. So, the universe is the volume, where huge amounts of energies are stored for billions of years.
If less matter escapes through the black holes, or more new energy is created with the random quantum fluctuation event process, and this excess energy enters the universe through the outer edge spherical shell singularity horizon, then the universe will grow in total weight, and vice versa, it will shrink.
This continuous loop structure is also responsible of the rejuvenation process of the universe. In this rejuvenating process, the entropy for the involved particles are also reset to zero.
Strong gravitational lensing. Here is another observation, that dark matter is present but not seen. Strong gravitational lensing, as observed by the Hubble Space Telescope in April 1689, indicates the presence of dark matter. In our subuniverse, the dark matter is felt by the excess gravity that leaks through the singularities from the other 5 parallel subuniverses into our subuniverse, as seen in the strong gravitational lensing. From the black hole singularity point to the outer spherical shell singularity is the singularity without spacetime. We will try to visualize now what happens when falling through the black hole, then going through the orbit and the black hole's singularity point, and experiencing the quantum inversion warp and random evolution trial and error, reject or select processes, and going out through the outer spherical singularity shell on the other side, and ending up in the plasma soup. Entering black hole, singularity, orbit, quantum inversion warp, random evolutionary trial and error, reject or select, reset entropy to zero, sequestering, outer spherical shell singularity, plasma soup, subuniverse. The part of the loop structure from the black hole singularity points to the outer spherical singularity shell contains the orbit and the 7th aggregate state without spacetime, where the inversion takes place. The outer spherical singularity shell contains the positive gravity force, known to us as anti-gravity, where patches of high energy are expelled into the 6 subuniverses. This is the actual inversion event, being the main point of SIT, and it happens all between the black hole singularity points and the outer spherical singularity shell, as part of the universe loop cycle. Expansion or contraction of our universe. On the outside of our universe is COEM or collapsed emptiness, the zero aggregate state. Black holes point singularity 7th aggregate state are the drainage points for the particles, and are distributed throughout the universe like the holes of a Swiss cheese. This outer spherical shell singularity 7th aggregate state is the event horizon of the inverted singularity, where massive amounts of bosons, in the form of radiation, enter the visible subuniverses. The weight of the entire universe is a function of the total particles entering through the outer spherical shell singularity, minus the total particles exiting through the black hole's point singularity, equals the total weight of the universe 65 times 10 to the power of 13 kilograms. The expansion rate of the universe is a function of total particles in per seconds minus total particles out per second equals the expansion of the universe per seconds.
The peripheral border or round enclosure you see in the picture is the Hubble horizon, and not a physical border. Inside is a visible Hubble volume bordering with the horizon at a radius of 13.72 billion light-years. On the other side of this Hubble boundary is COEM, but also the neighboring or overlapping Hubble space. We cannot see beyond the Hubble radius due to the fact that that space and the particles are receding with the speed of light away from the location of the observer.
It is suspected that the conversion of matter into kinetic energy may be the cause of the disappearance of spacetime. It is interesting to think about that the structure of energy-time resulted in the Planck constant h, and that h has a relation with the c.
The photons are converted to mass that form the galaxies with black holes in their centers. To have this loop going, a gravity field covering the entire universe is required. The Higgs boson creates this gravity field. This gravity field has different effect on different particles. Photons are created by the particles and particles that can cross the universe freely and are not under the influence of the Higgs boson field. Photon radiation are converted into mass that conglomerate into galaxies that powers the black holes in their centers. The Higgs boson was found at CERN in 2013 at 125 gigaelectron-volt, between other bosons of 115 and 140 gigaelectron-volt.
To have this loop going, a gravity field covering the entire universe is required. The Higgs boson creates this gravity field. This gravity field has different effect on different particles. Photons are created by the particles, and can cross the universe freely, and are not under the influence of the Higgs boson field. Photon radiation are converted into mass, that conglomerate into galaxies, that powers the black holes in their centers. The Higgs boson was found at CERN in 2013 at 125 gigaelectron-volt between other bosons of 115 and 140 gigaelectron-volt. The situation at the center of black holes is known as the singularity and is in the COEM state. Since all black holes have a singularity and singularities are in COEM and have no space-time, there is no space between the singularities, they are all connected, and are melded together into a single singularity. The singularity at the center of black holes are also the entrance horizon into the universe. Black hole center has no space-time, all matter is converted to outgoing kinetic energy, aggregate state is COEM, inversion in the orbit, force is converted into ingoing kinetic energy in the form of plasma with radiation.
Incoming radiation converts into photons. Photons cross the universe freely, bouncing between the cosmic microwave background horizons. The photons are converted to mass that form the galaxies with black holes in their centers. To have this loop going, a gravity field covering the entire universe is required. The Higgs boson creates this gravity field. This gravity field has different effect on different particles. Photons are created by the particles and particles, and can cross the universe freely, and are not under the influence of the Higgs boson field. Photon radiation are converted into mass that conglomerate into galaxies, that powers the black holes in their centers. The Higgs boson was found at CERN in 2013 at 125 gigaelectron-volt, between other bosons of 115 and 140 gigaelectron-volt. All subuniverses will stay superposed together, occupying the same space. Masses in the spaces of the 6 subuniverses will not interfere, like photons can cross each other occupying the same space, without adding their gravity. Very different is the behavior of the black hole centers. They are like the mass of the solids, stars, and planets, positioned in the same location, in each subuniverse separately, but unlike them their effects will leak through all the subuniverses, and are adding together. The 6 subuniverses are in COEM. There is no space-time between them. They are separated due to their different vibration cycles shifts. The 6 subuniverses are superposed and lining up by the gravity of their black holes. Because there is no space-time in the black hole's singularities. This could be an explanation why the circular velocity distribution of the outer stars is bigger than expected. This phenomenon is also referred to as dark matter. As I mentioned earlier, our universe is subdivided into 6 subuniverses originating from the 6 sequestered bubbles in COEM. We don't know exactly if there are really only 6 subuniverses. It could be that many more exists, but there must be at least 2, one with the positive and the other with the negative particles. We simply don't know yet. Anyways, the particles and particles that were created out of nothing in the random quantum fluctuation event will now enter the subuniverse volume through their outer edge spherical shell singularity horizon and cosmic microwave background, which can be observed if you are located inside a subuniverse. As the particles or particles cross the outer event horizon, which is the remnant of the singularity, they will convert into the state of an opaque plasma soup.